Well, there goes 3 years of veganism down the drain. Hey everyone, it's Jaclyn. Welcome back to another episode of Vidmas. So for today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about veganism and breaking veganism. And if you are still vegan, if you break your veganism. All of these things. Basically, I got a comment on my most recent what I ate in a day, which I will link down below and up here. And I made homemade vegan, or so I thought, Rice Krispie squares. So I got like vegan marshmallows and like vegan butter, and I used Rice Krispie treat cereal. And then someone commented, I mean, they left a very sweet comment, and I appreciate whoever left that. They were like, hey Jaclyn, don't know if you know, but Rice Krispies aren't vegan. There's an animal derivative in the vitamin that they put in the cereal, so just thought you should know. So I read that comment and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I've been so diligent for the past like 3 years. It was honestly probably like borderline obsessive and unhealthy. Like I would like triple check all these labels, and I wouldn't want to like go out to eat anywhere that wasn't a vegan restaurant because I didn't know if it like had come in contact with an animal product, and like I used to be overly obsessive about it. And so I read that comment, and for a second I had a thought where I was like, oh my god, there goes all my veganism, like there goes the last 3 years, everything is pointless, oh my god, and I felt so bad. And I think that's part of me just because like I think naturally I have a bit of like perfectionism qualities to me, and I like to do everything like very perfect. So I read that for a second, I was like, oh god. But then it took me another second and I was like, hey, guess what? Life still goes on. And anyways, so yeah, whoever left that comment, thank you, because then I ended up looking into it, and I'm still honestly very unclear if Rice Krispie cereals are vegan or not. I'm personally just not going to eat them anymore because, I mean, I never really ate them anyways. I just tried to make them for the video. And since I don't know, I'm just not going to eat them. But it's very weird because I googled beforehand before I bought the cereal, and on like a PETA 2 website it's like, yep, the cereal's vegan. So I was like, perfect, and I read the ingredients and everything seemed cool. But yeah, apparently the vitamin D, I don't know if it's vitamin D, it's vitamin D3 actually. Vitamin D3 apparently is in it, and vitamin D3 is derived from sheep's wool. So that's what makes it not vegan. It's not like there's like milk in it or like eggs or anything like that, which I think honestly I probably would have been a little more like not disappointed in myself, but like if I had found out that I ate something and it had like cheese in it, I would have been like, oh god, just because I know it doesn't make me feel good, and like I physically feel sick after eating like dairy products and things like that. So I guess it's almost a blessing in disguise that it wasn't anything like that. It was just like a vitamin that had a derivative inside. But now that I know, obviously moving forward I'm not going to buy that anymore. But anyways, I'm really grateful that this kind of happened, because it really just like got me thinking about past experiences where, you know, I felt guilty because I thought I might have broken my veganism or instances like that. And I just kind of wanted to talk about it and have like really honest and open conversation about it, because I think with veganism sometimes, especially with like the online community, it can be very like strict and like shame other people for eating different things, or I don't know. So I just kind of wanted to put my 2 cents into it, and to share with you guys my thoughts, because I feel like now I'm at a place where I'm like super chill about it, whereas I think when I first went vegan, like I said, it was something that I was very like annoying about, whereas now I'm super chill. And I guess I want to preface this, I'm not trying to say like be chill about your veganism and like occasionally snack on cheese, or like, oops, I'm just accidentally drinking dairy milk. Like, I mean, if you want to do that, like, power to you, you do you, but for me that's not what I'm trying to say. But in situations like that where I didn't know or whatever, like I did my best and I thought what I was eating was vegan, and turns out apparently there's a derivative of a vitamin in there. Guess what? It's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Like, life will still go on, and you just move forward and you learn, and like, what are you gonna do? I already ate the food, you know? Okay, anyways, to bring us back to the main point of this video, what I wanted to talk about, associating guilt with like not being a perfect vegan and all that stuff. The first time I think I really felt that was maybe about a year into being vegan. I had to get surgery. I had to get a hernia operation, and at that time I was, again, like I said, super diligent about what I was eating. Like, people will always ask me, oh Jaclyn, do you think you've ever accidentally eaten like dairy or accidentally eaten, I don't know, something with egg in it? And I was like, no, like I am so obsessive about it, like there's no way any of that has like been consumed from me in the past year. Anyway, so I had to get this hernia operation, and basically my doctor knew that I was vegan and I didn't want any medications that had any animal products in it or anything like that. And then turns out the one medication I had to take for like the pain afterwards, it was coated in lactose, like a dairy derivative. Anyways, so I was like kind of hesitant and not really feeling, obviously not really feeling it. I didn't want to eat it. I knew lactose made me feel sick. I didn't want to consume any animal products. I was like being a perfect vegan. I didn't want to eat that, or not eat it, but I didn't want to, you know, take the pill or the medication. So I'd asked my doctor and I was like, is there any other options? Like, I just really don't want anything with lactose in it. Like, can we treat it like an allergy? Like, I just don't want to eat, or like I don't want to consume it. And so we tried to figure out another option, but literally all the medications I needed had lactose coated on them. I think it's basically, it's very common in medication, like with like pills, the coating is made out of like some lactose thing because it makes it like slippery so that way you can like swallow it easier. Anyways, so I was like super uncomfortable. Like, I can remember when like my doctor's like, there's no other option. I literally like felt, not that I was gonna cry, but like I was super upset about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to take this medication. There's lactose on it. Like, I don't want that smidge of lactose in my system. Like, oh my God, am I breaking my veganism? Like, is this okay? Like, and I started like worrying about everything, which was so stupid because in hindsight, it's like, I was having surgery. Like, I needed this medication so I could feel okay and to heal and recover. Like, I mean, of course you can talk to your doctor and see if there's any other options, but if you've already exhausted everything else and there's no other options, like, what else are you gonna do? You need to do it. It's for your health. Like, I was having surgery. Like, I don't know why it even crossed my mind. I was like, I didn't even want to take it. Like, I was like, I'll be fine. I don't even need any painkillers after or any other medication. Like, it's fine. But it's like, no, it's not, you know? I don't know. It was very conflicting for me at the time because obviously, like I said, I wanted to be a really like perfect vegan. I didn't want to have any animal derivatives or anything like in my system at all, even though it was probably like the most minuscule amount ever. But yeah, that was the first time I ever kind of felt like guilt associated with it. And I don't know why. I mean, it's not like there's like vegan police who are gonna come to my house and like tell me I'm not vegan anymore. It's like, no, that doesn't even make sense. It's stupid. It's like, I don't even know why I was thinking so much about all that stuff, you know? But I mean, I do understand why I was conflicted because at the time, and I still do, have a very holistic, more natural approach to health. But also that being said, I haven't had any serious illnesses or sicknesses to really need anything more than that. So, I mean, that was just the experience I had and I didn't want really any medication. And not that I was anti-medication because I think you totally need to go see traditional doctors and use traditional medicine when necessary, of course. But at the time, I was just like, I felt like I was going through like a cleansing period. Like, I was trying to eat like more whole foods and just like to never take any medication, just be like pure, I guess you could say. And this whole operation came around and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm taking all this medication and now I have lactose on my medication. I'm already going to be taking so many drugs, and like I felt like I was like messing up my body, which is so silly because it's something that was completely necessary for me to do at that time. So at that time, that was, from what I am aware of at least, the only animal product I had consumed since being vegan, that minuscule amount of lactose, and it bothered me. Like, why though? Why did it bother me? So, I mean, over the years, I mean, it's only been a couple years since then, but I've definitely eased up a lot more and relaxed and stopped worrying as much about my food to that kind of obsessive level. And I mean, obviously I'm still very diligent and I always make sure my food is vegan, and that's something I strive to maintain and hope to maintain for the rest of my life, or as long as I want to do it. I can't see me not being vegan. But it's definitely also not healthy to be so like unhealthily addicted to it, and or not addicted, unhealthily obsessed about it. Like, you've got to find a happy medium, you know? So yeah, I guess I just really wanted to make a video kind of sharing my experiences about that, and hopefully make people who either are thinking about going vegan or who have just started eating plant-based or anything like that feel less intimidated by it, because eventually somehow you're gonna do something that is not great for animals or consume animal product somehow. I mean, I'm sure I've eaten a bug while bike riding. Like, there's probably no way to completely ever eliminate 100% animal derivatives. And like I said, I'm not making this video to say that you shouldn't be aware or conscious or, you know, look into what you're eating and care about what you're eating, because I do think that's really important. But I also think you can take it to the extreme level where it becomes really unhealthy and you start feeling like scared to eat different foods, and it can just become, you know, really unhealthy. And obviously you shouldn't feel guilty about living your everyday life or doing what's best for you. So I hope this conversation sparks a discussion down below, because I would love to hear everyone else's thoughts and their experiences. If you ever had an experience where you felt guilty or, I don't know, afraid to eat different things, or if you've ever had an experience where someone's like, oh, here, eat this, man, it's vegan, and then you ended up finding out it wasn't vegan, like, what did you do? How did you react? Was it even a big deal to you? Did you just move on? Like, I'm curious to hear everyone else's thoughts, because I feel like everyone, I mean, obviously everyone has a different approach to it and different thoughts surrounding it, so I don't know, I would just love to hear about you. I think the best thing that we can, I'd love to hear about you. I don't think I said that right. I would love to hear about your experiences. I don't know, I just think it's really interesting to, you know, talk about this stuff and to have an open mind and to understand that we're all growing and learning, and there should be no finger pointing at anyone else. And I'm really lucky to have all of you guys who are so supportive and help educate one another, and I think that's really awesome. I think that's what we should strive to do. So yeah, I'm really happy to be in a place where I'm so much more chill about the way I live my life and what I eat and what I do. Yeah, wow, I was such an annoying vegan at the beginning of going vegan, annoying and obsessive, and also too, I think it is hard because online there's so many different communities of like raw till 4, high carb, low fat, and like at first I thought that's how I had to eat. Like I was already going vegan, and then I also thought I had to eat like tons of fruit and all this like raw food. And I mean, that's totally cool if that works for you. And I mean, I did feel great eating that way when I did it for like a week or whatever. But also I think it's about finding balance and something that's sustainable and something that just works for you and makes you happy and makes you feel good. And yeah, I guess that's really all there is to it, eh? Anyways, I feel like this conversation was kind of all over the place, but I like doing videos where they're completely unplanned and I can just kind of, you know, talk to you guys and have a conversation. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Like I said, be sure to leave comments down below because I'd love to talk to you guys. You guys are always so cool, and yeah, I just love talking to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye! Just like the epitome of all gifts, and this is like my dream gift. It's the most Jaclyn gift ever, so I thought I would get one for you guys, so that way one of you guys can win this amazing thing.